With the new age of work from home, or rather work from anywhere devices out there, manufacturers have changed their marketing strategies to make it look like and seem like they have that one device that can replace your laptop or desktop. Some devices get closer than others, but one thing that is for sure is that whatever device you're looking into will have to have a keyboard in order for it to even try to replace your PC. Samsung is once again trying to do this with its Tab S8 series, and its biggest variant gets sort of close when you add the keyboard made for it, but ultimately falls short due to the price of the keyboard and some quality control issues that had me wondering who gave the green light to go ahead and release this thing. But don't take my word for it. Let me show you why in this Tab S8 Ultra in-depth book cover keyboard review. So what you're going to get in the box for this keyboard is what you see here, which is the magnetic back cover that goes onto the tablet and your keyboard here, complete with trackpad and keys because it's a keyboard. You also have this quick start guide here, and that's pretty much it. What are you going to pay for this thing? Well, that depends on you. MSRP for this thing is $349.99, and obviously, I always say don't ever pay full price for anything, especially not this, and we'll get more into that as this review progresses. Both the back cover and keyboard are made out of a sturdy plastic material that feels both hard and soft to the touch. Though it's made of plastic, I'd say that it doesn't feel entirely cheap, at least not while it's on the device itself. The back cover has an indentation with a flap where your S Pen sits so it doesn't get damaged or lost. Both pieces do a good job of protecting the tablet from scratches and seem like they could potentially protect it from a short distance drop. The biggest flaws with the design of this two-part system, however, are the fact that the left, top, and right sides of your tablet will not be protected at all. And the plastic material welcomes finger grease and other particles way too much for my liking. There's also the fact that the magnet that keeps everything closed on the keyboard portion is strong, but it's not that strong to the point where it can't just fly open with enough force. The magnets on the back cover are also pretty darn strong, but can also release the tablet with enough force. Feature-wise, you can adjust the magnetic back cover to suit your ideal viewing angle up to 165 degrees. The keys are said to be 6% bigger than the ones on the Tab S7 Plus keyboard, which should allow for swift typing. Another useful, albeit late, feature that has been added is the fact that the keyboard keys are actually backlit now. The trackpad is also fairly sized, and you can get a lot done with it too. The last feature this keyboard has is the fact that it has an antimicrobial coating for protection against degradation. My overall experience with this keyboard, I would say, is pretty good. I am not a pro typer. I still type with 2 fingers and everything like that. But for me, this keyboard is fine. I wouldn't say it's any better than other keyboards out there. I would say it's just about the same as you'd get for a device that's this slim, and overall the profile of it I really like. Now, I will say that one big thing or one big problem I do have with this keyboard is the quality of the actual design here. And what I mean by that is, so when I usually have this thing on my lap or on my stomach while I'm laying in the bed, when this flexes here, you can actually make the trackpad click. So what I mean is, see that there? I'm not even touching the trackpad. I'm not pressing it down. All I'm doing is taking my thumb and pressing at the bottom of it, and it's just basically clicking the trackpad. Now, that doesn't actually yield any presses or anything like that, but overall it is still pretty darn annoying. And I know that I'm asking a lot because this keyboard has to be thin, it has to be light, it has to be something that's going to be with the tablet, something that doesn't weigh it down. But I feel like they could have made a better choice of materials to make it so things like this don't happen. Other than that, though, I would definitely say that, you know, the typing experience is pretty okay. So, like for instance, if I type, this is a test of the Tab S8 Ultra keyboard. I spelled keyboard wrong. I'm not going to correct that, whatever. This is just a test. But, you know, overall, I can type on this thing. It's pretty darn good. What is also pretty good is the fact that the backlight here has 3 different levels. So I'm glad that they added it, and I'm glad that they didn't just keep it to one brightness. You can definitely go ahead and change that. So that's pretty useful too. Of course, you do have your keyboard shortcuts and everything else. You know, you have your Dex button right here, which was on the Tab S7 Plus keyboard, and you can enable that by going to the command button, which also serves kind of like your Windows button. Never mind, I was completely wrong on that. If you do command button and Dex, that takes a screenshot. The function button, or the FN button for whoever out there says that. And that goes into Dex pretty much. You also have what you can set right here. You can set particular apps to be enabled when you go ahead and press that button, the function button and the app button right here. So I don't think I have anything set. Yeah, see, no app assigned to this key. But yeah, if I wanted to do that, I can go ahead and assign an app to that key and have it pull right up when I press those buttons. You also have your, what is this, recent apps, your home, your brightness for the actual tablet itself, where you can turn everything up or down. You know, overall, it's just a really convenient keyboard. It's definitely something that I think is a major improvement. And one big thing for me that Samsung fixed, because this drove me up the wall with my Tab S7 Plus keyboard. This little flap right here, hold on. This little flap right here, what this used to do is when I would put it in a bag, it would make it so that the keyboard portion would slide down like this. I don't know if you can see, yeah, like this. And the reason that was so significant is because my tablet's screen would turn on in my bag over and over and over and over again, to the point where when I would take it out, the battery would have been drained because the screen kept turning on. So Samsung did fix that. Thank you for that, Samsung, because it was really a big pain point for me. I don't see my screen turning on right now. Is there any light coming on? Nope. Yep, it's shut off the screen. And yeah, that's all good. The other thing I do like, of course, is that flap right here. I'm glad that they kept that flap. It would be awkward if they didn't. And your S Pen just gets stored over there. This thing here, it's still, it's a little, let me see. Should have my Tab S7 Plus keyboard still around. So let's see. Is it any more flexible? All right, so it's about the same flexibility, or actually it's a little bit more flexible, but either way, this does a very good job of standing up. Also, pro tip, the keyboard for the Tab S7 Plus, the book cover keyboard for the Tab S7 Plus actually works with the Tab S8 Plus. Since I won't be doing a review of that tablet, I just thought I should tell you guys that here, just in case someone who owns a Tab S8 Plus randomly looks at this video. I don't know why you would, but if you do, thanks. And now that we've talked about my experience, it's time to get to the ending part of this video where I talk about the pros and the cons. So I'll start with the pros. The pros are the fact that this keyboard has multiple different viewing angles within that 165-degree span. There are spacious keys. You know, you can definitely get some typing done on this, I think, for a very long time, provided it's set up the correct way. The trackpad is actually pretty large. I think it's the largest trackpad I have on any tablet device right now. It does add the backlight that I have been wanting. It also does a pretty good job of protecting the front and the back of the device. The materials are pretty smooth to the touch and they feel pretty nice. And they fixed that issue that I was referring to before with the sliding so the tablet doesn't turn on in a bag. Now, with those pros being out of the way, let's go on to the cons. So, con number 1. The keyboard must be on a flat surface or the trackpad will continuously click like I showed you before. The plastic doesn't do well at all with any kind of liquid or dust particles. There's still no second angle with this keyboard, so it has to lay flat in order for you to be able to type efficiently. And what I mean by that second angle is, you know how the Surface keyboard pretty much raises up and gives you that sort of diagonal angle here so you can type a little bit more comfortably? It doesn't have that still. The magnets on this keyboard are also not strong enough to the point where I have confidence in them, at least not strong enough to my liking. And I mean, I know that's probably a nitpick because of the fact that the tablet is so heavy, but I still think there could have been better magnets in this thing. And the biggest and most worst con of them all is the fact that you are being conned out of $349.99. That's a tall price to ask for the quality of this keyboard here. You know, Samsung seems to want to do this thing where they match the price of their main competitor, but not the quality necessarily. And speaking about the quality, you know, even that keyboard for their main competitor's tablet, I would still say even that thing is not worth $350, but I would probably be able to suck that up a little bit more just because of what that keyboard does, giving you those different angles and everything there. And I haven't messed around with it, but it does look to be a little bit of a better quality than what's offered here on this keyboard. Now, with that being said, if you are not paying full price for this keyboard, I would definitely say it's going to be worth it. It's definitely something that is almost a necessity to have, or necessary to have, really. Would I say that it makes or breaks everything? No, it doesn't. You can definitely go out there and get yourself better keyboards. Well, let me not say better, but different keyboards, different options. But overall, if you want something that is compact, if you want something that is going to, you know, allow you to have the different viewing angles instead of just those 1 or 2 angles, if you want something that's going to protect your S Pen while it's on the tablet, if you want something with a decently large trackpad, yeah, this keyboard is pretty good. I would definitely, like I said, like to see Samsung in the future at least make this thing out of a better material. Like, I'd even go so far as to say aluminum. Aluminum is a very light material, but it's very sturdy also. And yeah, there may be well, then again, aluminum dissipates heat, but I'm not a science major. But yeah, there could possibly be the issue of maybe something that makes the device heavier or maybe adds more heat to it or whatever have you. But overall, I think for $350, I'd be willing to test that out. So with all of that being said, this video is definitely coming to its end. And I do want to thank you for watching this. And I hope that I have given you some worthy information to allow you to make an informed purchase on this keyboard. You know, if you get it free with the tablet, or if you get it for, let's say, at most $200, that's probably stretching it, or a little bit less, then yeah, it'll be worth it. But I would not pay $350 for this. But then again, that is also a decision that you're going to have to make. I'm just here to relay information. That's really all I do. I'm a conduit for that stuff, in a sense. But with that being said, have a great day, a great evening, or a great night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video.